Are you a trustworthy person? In Friendeavor, we discuss what it takes to make a friend, to build a friendship, to sustain a friendship, and to make sure that you are the type of person that you would want to be friends with. Today we're talking about a very serious subject. You're kicking it off strong with the topic, are you trustworthy? Are you a trustworthy person? Friendship has a lot to do with trust. It's more than just the storybook version of telling a secret or, you know, the middle school chapter book of the drama of
my word, she told my secret.
There is that element where you share deep and meaningful things, but it's also, can you be trusted with that person's hopes, with that person's dreams, with what they want to accomplish in life? Can they trust you to support them, build them up, to be that person who they want to share their life with? In this way, it's a lot like marriage. My parents have been married for over 30 years, so while I don't know from firsthand experience myself, I do have a pretty close secondhand experience with my parents, who are both highly educated people. My mom is a therapist, and my dad has a doctorate in education, and he's a professor. So while I don't have my own personal experience with marriage, good thing that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about friendship. So there's gonna be a couple things that we talk about today that I really want you to be introspective about. I want you to look at yourself and answer questions along as I ask them, and so that you can examine yourself, determine, do I have the traits of trustworthiness? Do I have the traits that are required to be a good friend? First question we want to explore is, do your traits and behaviors make people want to be friends with you? Now, I know that sounds like a relatively loaded question, but we can break it down into certain elements that will help you with your self-reflection. First of all, are you a happy person or are you a sad person? Very simple, basic understanding of those traits of, am I a good friend? Am I a bad friend? Because let me tell you something. People do not want to be around a sad sack all the time. They just don't. People do not want to be drugged down. People do not want to be exposed to just general melancholy. Oh, they did me wrong and everyone hates me. People don't like that. People are not going to want to be your friend with those traits. So I'm not saying that if you are a generally sad person, you just need to completely revamp your character and you need to get it together or else you're not gonna have friends. I'm just saying that when it comes time for someone to ask you, how's your day going? You don't have to be like,
it's not so good, the world's doing me wrong.
On the flip side, happiness, a general air of positivity, makes people want to be around you.
What does this have to do with if I'm a trustworthy person?
We're not there yet. We're talking about, do you have the traits and behaviors of a person that other people want to be around? So, sad sack, or are you happy? Another element to look at, are you generally a supportive person? Or are you like a turn your nose up, snobby, run other people down, crush their dreams kind of person? Which one are you? Again, looking at behaviors, looking at traits of the base level to see if you are someone that other people want to be around. People want people in their corner. People want friends that they can call and run ideas by. To even start this channel, I talked to like 6 different people to see if it was a good idea, it was a bad idea, to see if I even had the qualifications to do it. And again, if you haven't watched our welcome video, you know that I am not an expert on friendship. I'm just taking my personal experiences and what I've learned to hopefully help, like I said, even one person for me, and it'll be worth it. Okay, going back to traits. So far we've got happy, sad, supportive, snobby, unsupportive. And lastly, I want to tag in with the second one. Do you build people up or do you run people down? If you're talking to someone who you're not really friends with, say you're at a general acquaintanceship, but you're aired toward friendship. Does that make sense? You're not best friends. You're not even close friends. You're just like friends, right? You know those people. And the first thing they do is start tearing down another one of your friends, mutual acquaintances, close friends, whatever it is. They start tearing that person down. What makes you think they're not gonna do that to you the second you move away from them? If you're that type of person, if you say,
Oh my word, did you see what she was wearing?
People don't want to be friends with that. People don't want to have relationships with that because that's unsupportive. It's unkind. Kindness is like the base of this whole thing. Kindness to self, kindness to others. Friendship is about kindness and love and support. You're probably gonna hear me say that a lot. Kindness, love, support.
Kindness, love, support.
Kindness, love, support.
You're gonna hear me say it a lot because those are the building blocks of friendship. Okay, so we started off talking about, are you a trustworthy person? And then we moved into, characteristics of basically just a good person. We didn't really get into trust yet. Okay, so transitioning from that, I know some people like to journal their gratitudes or their self-evaluations or whatever in the morning, at night. It's a part of the routine. So feel free to pause this video or come back to it later and make this part of your self-evaluation or your journaling time or your meditation or devotion, whatever you do, because the next part I want to look at is self-evaluation. Now, I could go pull a book off the shelf and tell you, yeah, human nature, it's hard to be honest with yourself, but let's just skip that part. Be honest with yourself, which I know is difficult, but no one's judging you because this is just you and me. And it's not even really me and you, it's just you. So self-evaluation, be honest with yourself. Let's go. Evaluation number 1. Are there traits of your personality, of your character that you're proud of? List those traits. What are you good at? What do you excel at? What are you proud of in your life? List those things. It could be one thing. I'd hope it's more than that, but list, let's say 3 things. List the top 3 things in your brain, on paper, whatever you want to do that you are good at. Okay, next, let's list the 3 things that you want to work on. Let's keep it towards character-y kind of things, because if you need to practice the piano, that's great, but that doesn't really have to do with if you're a trustworthy person. In the last month, have you repeated something that you did not know if it was true or not, but it made a good story? In the last year, have you told a lie to someone that made you look better in their eyes? Told a lie just to make yourself look better. Add on to that, have you told a lie to someone else to make someone else look bad? Again, pause this video whenever you want to, just stop and think about it. I want to remind you, be honest during this time of self-evaluation. This is a personal thing. This is just you wanting to work on stuff or not wanting to work on stuff or whatever. Okay. Last topic, learn from your experience. Have you emotionally been hurt by someone? If you have, you know what it feels like. Have you been lied on? Lied about? You know what that feels like, so learn from that. You don't want someone else to feel that way, right? Because you felt terrible about it. Someone else did that to you, so why would you do that to someone else? Have you hurt someone? Maybe this is the time to ask for their forgiveness. If the time has passed and it feels awkward to you, I would reflect on it. The law of the harvest is that you reap what you sow. I would rather ask for forgiveness and work through issues now and potentially come out on the other side with a glorious friendship than if you just want to stew and feel bad for yourself for making someone else feel bad. What can you learn from your experience of hurting or being hurt? What can you pass on in the future? What kind of positivity and love and kindness and support can you pass on from your experience? Something to think about. Well, that wraps up our first ever episode of Friendeavor, and I am just so stoked that you've come on this journey. If you have not already, please like this video, and if you are interested in more content like this, subscribe to the channel because we're going to be releasing videos weekly. If you have questions, if you have comments, please let me know. DM me on Instagram at Friendeavor if you want a question to be covered in a future video. If you think I missed something about trustworthiness, drop me a comment and let me know. Never forget, friendship is a journey. It is an endeavor. So we'll see you next time on Friendeavor.